Howdy everybody, welcome back to the barn. I've been trying to make this video all week. First night I tried was Monday. It is currently Friday. And I just have not had good luck. Monday night, I just got lost in the middle of the video, forgot what I was talking about. I didn't do Tuesday night, I had some other stuff going on. Wednesday night I tried again. Same deal. I just totally out in left field. Forgot where I was at, about halfway through. Scrapped it. Last night I come out here to do it and I sat down and I just sat down in my chair and kind of dozed off, I think. So I never really give it a good go last night. But tonight I had some time while my family was in town. I thought I'd give her a go tonight. So come out here, got stuff rounded up, got me a pot of coffee made. Got about halfway through the video the first time tonight. Didn't pay any attention to the battery on the old camera there. So, take two. But I wanted to continue on with my doing video of my pipe collection. And first, let me say, if you enjoy seeing people's collection of pipes, definitely go out and check out Jess Piping. He did a video this past weekend or last weekend, going over. He just picked out 3 pipes from his collection and did it, but the information he had on the pipes, the photos, the up close photos he got, or video of the pipes he got, it was just a terrific video. And if you want to see some really good video of some pipes really up close, it is definitely a video to check out. The other one I watched on Pipe Collections was Pipe Man 1861, was showing off his collection of meerschaums, and some pretty neat meerschaum pipes. One thing I don't currently own is a meerschaum. Maybe at some point I wouldn't mind getting a meerschaum. His one that he was showing off that he uses, I think he said it was one of the ones he uses for when he does reenactment type stuff. Really long, had a carved bowl. I think he said it was in a German style. It's just a really neat looking pipe. Very interesting. So check those videos out for sure. And so if you've seen the thumbnail and the title here, I wasn't sure how to title this at first, because these aren't all one brand, anything like that. This is kind of a mixed bag of different manufacturers, and so I went with the price. So all the pipes that I'm showing this evening are pipes that I bought for less than $60. With the exception of one of the pipes tonight, all of these pipes I bought for that price, and are under $60. I bought new. There is one estate pipe. I'll save it towards the end and talk about it then. But to stick to the theme, tonight I'm smoking one of my Morgan Bones pipes. If you go back through, I already did a collection video on my Bones. But $40 pipe. It's beautiful. Smokes great. Just hard to beat for 40 bucks. And I will say this. I am going to rattle off some prices if I can. Nah, I'm not either. Yeah, I will. But the prices, when I'm talking prices, it's June of 2025, so understand, prices may change in time. But and some of this stuff may be different now because, you know, I've had it for a while. So just keep that in mind. But smoking my Bones, and I was smoking my Bones. It had Saint Espresso, warped Saint Espresso in it. Fantastic tobacco. That is a, it seems like something I almost smoke like pretty regular before bed. So, like, that's gonna be the last pipe I have today. And it just seems to be a really common thing. So, anyways, pipes that I have that I paid less than $60 for. So, the first one I will show you in the collection, or from my collection, is actually the very first pipe I ever bought. I bought this at the Gatlinburg. It is a tankard, I believe is what this would be referred to as. Has a very nice sandblast on it, especially for an inexpensive pipe. I thought it had a lovely sand. The sandblast and the shape is what that's what drew my attention to it. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce this, so I'll spell it. It's Paykoc, Briar, made in Italy. They're an importer. I notice this is something you'll see. I call them wall pipes. A lot of times if you go into a brick and mortar store, you know, you hear people talk about basket pipes. Some of their nicer basket pipes, they'll hang on the wall behind the counter. And that is what this was. This was on the wall behind the counter at the Gatlinburg. And, you know, you bought it. They hooked me up with some pipe cleaners and a pipe nail. I purchased some tobacco. And that's where it all started. I tried figuring it out in this beast. And it definitely got me hooked. I mean, I quit counting how many pipes I had. I have quite a few, less than a lot of other people. But you know, it's something I've really fallen in love with, and it all started here. A good pipe. One of the things I will say, a lot of these pipes, especially like this one, doesn't pass a pipe cleaner. I know that really bothers some folks. It doesn't bother me. You know, I don't smoke this every day anymore because I have enough pipes that I have a fairly, or a larger rotation, I guess you could say. So what I do is occasionally I'll pop the stem off of it and run the pipe cleaner through the stummel and through the stem. So, but that's number one. And just a few days, so you know that it started early, just a couple days after I bought this tankard from the Gatlinburg. We were down there on vacation. We usually spend at least a day, sometimes two, doing some hiking. And, I'm trying to learn how to smoke a pipe. I don't have a pipe bag at the time. I don't have all the stuff that I have, now. So I was basically just stuffing this in my pocket. And when I had a chance to sit down and try to smoke it, I was trying to smoke it some. And figured out pretty quick that this was a lot of pipe to lug around in my pocket. So I went back into the Gatlinburg and says, "Hey fellas, I'm looking for something that I can stuff in my pocket a little easier." And they pointed me towards some of these Mitchell Thomases. So I believe this is actually sandblasted, but this is not Briar. This is actually a walnut stummel. And there are some spots in it. If you look on this side, I'm almost positive this is a sandblasted, not a rusticated. I like the texture of it. I like the size of it. It's not a very deep bowl, not a very big bowl. Worked great for what I was wanting for while we were on vacation. I was able to stuff it in my pocket. And when I first started, I was trying to figure this one out while we were out wandering around Tennessee. And then when we would get back to the hotel at night, I would fire that one up. And but yeah, so those are the first two pipes I ever bought. And on the Mitchell Thomas, I'll show you another Mitchell Thomas that I have. This one was actually a Christmas gift last year. My wife got me this one for Christmas. I don't think she ever intended me to smoke it. She thought it was cute. And it is a very small, again, this one is also a walnut stummel. And all of these so far have had acrylic stems on them. But it is a smooth walnut, and it is a little nose warmer. These two Mitchell Thomases, the thing I really like about them is they're a good, I'll say a 30 to 40 minute smoke. And so they're great on, like in the car, like going back and forth to work. I can load a bowl of this or load a bowl in either one of these. And I know by the time I get to work, the bowl's cached. No problem. I drive about an hour to work each way. So these are great. If I pack it up, light it when I leave the house, just before I get to work, I can, once I pull in the lot, I can tap out my ash and my dottle, and, they're just a good size. If I can remember, I'll try, and I have an interesting video of me smoking and coughing with this that I'll put in at the end if I can remember to do that. But the little Mitchell Thomases, and those are both pipe, or the Mitchell Thomases. That's another brand that you'll see a lot in like basket pipes. So and next I have a pipe that the only reason I own this pipe is I bought a $52 pipe so I could get a free $12 pocket jar. And that's literally the reason I own this particular Brigham 025S. You can see it has a lovely light sandblast on it as well. Once again, acrylic stem. It came with their, what I think they call it, a rock filter. I don't really remember. It had a factory filter in it. As you can see, there is no filter in it now. That's because I don't really care for filtered pipes. I give it a whirl for a while, and just wasn't my thing. So I don't put them in there anymore. But smoke's great. This is a pipe that I carried back and forth with me to work for quite some time. You know, it's done a lot of traveling. Spent a lot of time in the car or the truck with me. And it's just been a really good pipe. I definitely think it's a good... it's a great smoker for the money. All these pipes are great smokers for the money. Good pipe. Yeah, I don't know what else I should say about it. But I literally bought it just so I could get a free pocket jar. Why? Because I'm not very smart sometimes. Next is a pipe that you've probably seen before. Because I know I showed it when I come back from Chicago. And that is my K. Woody Saxon. K. Woody's, I've looked at them online for some time. Honestly, they just I never seen anything that like really appealed to me. It's one of them pipes I wanted to buy because it was, you know, it's K. Woody's been around for what seems like forever. When I was at Chicago at the pipe show, of course Nathan Davis was there, set up, and I got to go and look at them in person for the first time and kind of look over them a little closer. And wow, this one I just thought this was, I really liked the blast on it. I liked the character and the figure in the stummel. It just really, really, really spoke to me. So, there was this Saxon, and then there was also a relief grain. I think it's called a relief grain that he had that was a similar, I'll say a similar size pipe. I don't remember that it was the same shape or anything like that, but it was a similar size pipe. And at Chicago, I think this one was $55 and the relief grain was like $60. And so I bought this Saxon. I immediately went to the smoking tent, packed a bowl in it, smoked it, and I like right out of the gate, this thing just smoked. It was fantastic. I just really, really enjoyed it. And went back in and was planning to buy the relief grain that I had looked at too. And well, it had sold in the time it took me to smoke that bowl. So hopefully, my plan is in August to go to the Columbus show. And because I know Nathan said he was planning on being at the Columbus pipe show. So I'm planning on going there and hopefully pick up a couple more K. Woodies. You know, to me, this is a lot of bang for your buck. I would put the K. Woody and the like. I know I'm not like showing bones as part of my collection, but if I had to recommend a briar pipe to someone that is just wanting to buy their first pipe, I that would be my two choices. I would either buy a K Woody or I would buy a Morgan Bones. You can't, for the money, you just can't beat them. They're fantastic pipes. And you know, like a K Woody, it's one dude knocking them out. Fantastic pipes. I don't know what else to say. Definitely a good place to start. Next, I have, this was a pipe. My whole intention of buying this particular pipe was actually to I was going to do a review on it. I bought this from Smoking Pipes, and this is one of their pipe starter kits. So not only did you get a pipe, but you also got a pipe bag, pipe pouch, whatever you want to call it. So it holds a single pipe. It has a pouch for tobacco. It has a little zipper pocket for storing some stuff in. It came with a check tool. Never have too many check tools. And it come with a little bundle of pipe cleaners, which I got a few that I have folded in half, stuck in there with my check tool. And then there's this little zipper compartment here on the bottom of it. I have the pipe. And I also had some more pipe cleaners in there. And this is a Highway 9. And if I remember right, I should have double checked it before I did this and I forgot to. I believe this is a Grecian Briar. My plan was, like I said, was to buy this, and I was going to do a review video on it. But when it showed up, I had just started the Codger Challenge back in April, and so I kind of sidelined it, and then, I don't know, I forgot about it, whatever. But after the Codger Challenge was over, I was still going to give this a whirl. And so, like, I smoked this pipe as the only pipe I smoked for a week. And I'm typically 2 to 3 bowls a day. So usually one in the morning, one on my way home from work, and then one in the evening before bed. That's kind of my smoking routine, if you will. Weekends, I might smoke a little bit more than that. I might have, one in the middle of the day too. But anyways, 2 to 3 bowls a day, and I literally carried just this pouch. Like I didn't want to stick tobacco in there, so I carried this, and I carried a pocket jar. Is what I did. My original thought was I thought maybe I could stick one of my pocket jars in here. You can, but it doesn't close up and snap. So I didn't do that. The pipe smoked really, really well. It's a pot shape. I really like. I'm not even sure why, but pot shapes are straight pots have seem to be my favorite shape. I have several Peterson 608s, which is their smaller pot. I've got a Peterson Arclo 606 that I just recently purchased. But I like that shape. This one has, I think it makes it a nice pipe, especially for somebody that's just getting started. It's got some really thick walls on the bowl, which kind of helps keep it cool. I don't know that I say that this is worth $50 though. I mean, yeah, you're getting all this sort of stuff, but if this isn't what you want, you know, or if this isn't something that you need, because you can figure out lots of other ways to carry it. If you're a person who wants to get a combo of everything to kind of get started, this is a good deal for $50. I mean, the only thing I was missing when this stuff showed up was tobacco, which I already had, so we just rolled with it. If I was gonna, if I just wanted to spend $50 to buy my very first pipe, I would rather buy a K Woody or a Morgan Bones. To me, I think I'm getting more bang for my buck out of the pipe. Nothing wrong with this pipe. Honestly, I don't use this. I leave this pipe in there just so I know what it is and what's in there. And I think like I said, it smokes great. It smokes, I'll say, as good as any of the other pipes I've showed this evening. I just, for the money, I would, especially now that I've smoked all of these, I would have rather bought another K Woody or another Bones than buying this. But I'm not everybody, so this might appeal to you. I don't know. But like I said, you can check those out for yourself on Smoking Pipes, and that is their pipe starter kits. And like I said, I don't know that you get different shapes and stuff in them. I picked that one because I wanted to. That's my preferred shape, is a straight pot, if I have the option. So, or I can find whatever. You know, that's just it's kind of where I gravitate. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's where I kind of gravitate. So, gosh, this is getting long. Last pipe. The only estate in this collection, in this group of my collection, is my Dr. Grabo, or Grabo, however you want to say it. I don't honestly know a lot about it. I bought this at one of the antique shops in town here, near where I live. I paid $10 for it. The only downside to it was where they had the price tag on it. I couldn't see it when I bought it. The stem has actually got a crack in it right there. However, this has got that little aluminum. I think it's for a filter. It's got this aluminum tenon in it, and that goes up in the stem. So that crack does not create any kind of issue because this aluminum piece is epoxied into the stem. So it smokes great. If I'm doing something, working here in the barn, and I want to smoke something, I don't care if I drop. You know, my hands are dirty. I'm up in my shop working on my truck. Standing at the lathe turning parts. This is a pipe for me, because if I break it, I drop it, I smash it, I burn a hole in it, I get grease all over it. I paid $10 for it at an antique shop. I'm not out a lot, but it is a terrific smoking pipe. It clenches good. and a decent sized bowl. So, you know, if I'm working, I know I can get an hour or a little more out of it smoking. But definitely another option, especially if it's somebody that's just looking at buying their first pipe. It's definitely a cheaper. Estate pipes are definitely a cheaper option. I would not recommend, especially for somebody just getting into it, I would not recommend buying an estate pipe to get started. Unless you're getting it from somebody that is, you know, taking their, that has stuff that you're getting and it's going to be cleaned up, ready to go. Like this was not. I brought this home, sterilized it. It didn't have a. It wasn't terribly dirty. I didn't have to do a lot to it. I didn't do a lot to it. I literally come home, run some pipe cleaners through it, sterilized it with alcohol, and packed her full of Briar Fox and smoked the daylights out of it. For me, I would rather, if I was getting into it again or starting over, I would definitely want to go the same route I did. I don't want to have to try and determine whether or not my pipe is ghosted when I'm learning how to smoke a pipe. So take that into consideration. Well, hopefully, knocked my lighter off. That's all I got for this evening. I know this is ran a little longer than I wanted to, 32 minutes. It's ridiculous. But hopefully you got to see some of the pipes I started out with. Another place you can start is Cobb's. They're even cheaper. But that wasn't what I was showing in my collection tonight, so that's why we didn't talk about Cobb's. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing what I had. Hopefully, if you're thinking about getting into smoking pipes, hopefully you kind of could see some different options to get into, knowing that you don't necessarily have to have Briar, that you can get hardwood pipes, stuff like that. But all right, I'm rambling. Sorry. Hey, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.